those of you listening on Spreaker, there's a giant Lego Voltron on the table.
And a beer. The remake, so it wasn't Total Recall, it was Total Recall. So you received this yesterday for your birthday.
No, this is actually a payment for some artwork.
Okay, well, I would say it was pretty much that combined with birthday. So, it's pretty fucking awesome.
It is.
But you put all that together in the course of the past
24 hours.
24 hours, and you said it wasn't that intensive of a build.
No, it really wasn't. And when you open the box and there's 16 bags and 5 different instruction books, it's a little daunting. But throughout it, I mean, it gets easier, all except for the black line. The black line was a lot of work.
Yeah, and that is the biggest line out of it because it forms the torso and the head. So I could understand that, but I think breaking it down actually makes it easier to do a big build. Plus the fact that, as I said, it wasn't like you were building a giant structure that was going to be stationary. You're building something that can be pulled apart, which we will show you.
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. But that's what made it so easy for you to build it. I think another thing is you have such a nostalgic attachment to this character.
Yes, I actually wore the paint off of my Black Lion from playing with it so much, and I had like one of the first run where everything was metal.
Oh yeah,
like if you threw it against the wall, like you knock some sheetrock out.
Yeah, that's great shit to toss around at your siblings. Of which you have an interesting story about that as well.
Yes, my older brother had the blue, the red, and the green, and I had the black and the yellow. So the only time we could actually form Voltron is when we played together nicely. And my uncle caught on and figured out, oh, well, here's what we do. When we get them gifts, we'll get them something big that is in segments, and then we'll split it up between them. So that way they can't fight. They have to get along. Otherwise, their toys are kind of useless.
As a parent, wouldn't you say that's a pretty logical way of looking at it?
Yeah,
to get your kids to enjoy each other's company and be like, hey, man, we're brothers or we're sisters or whatever, and we're hanging out. No, I never had that as a kid, to be honest.
We have chat.
Oh.
Jose said all giant robots.
All giant robots.
Says, holy shit, he finished it.
Yes,
I did.
Kendall said, is that a Megazord?
No.
Jose said Voltron, right? And Anna said yes. And Jose said season 7 of Voltron out of Netflix, FYI.
Yes, that's Voltron,
Christ,
legendary.
7?
Yeah, legendary defender.
Wow. They moved fast on that. Because that started 3 years ago,
something like that,
and they're already into 7 seasons.
Yeah. I watched the first season. I watched some of the second one, but I didn't continue on after that. Not because I didn't like the show. I didn't like the new look of the lions.
Yeah, man.
It was just a little too slim, slim down.
Stylize it a bit.
Yeah, it's just a little too much, and the face looked weird.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. But hey, it's better you didn't go with the Mega Bloks Power Rangers line. It probably would have been maybe about the equivalent, but you would have had to hunt the damn things down. I think
we'll segment it?
Yeah, I think they were nice, though. They gave you 2 Zords in some of the packs, and then, of course, the red Zord, I think, came by itself because it's probably the biggest piece. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And they also had a Alpha 5 and a
Zordon?
Yeah, I was having one of those Gary Oldman moments. I had a Gary Oldman moment last night watching a movie with Gary Oldman in it.
But it wasn't about Gary Oldman?
It wasn't. But the minute I thought, damn it, I can't think of this actor's name, I look over the screen and there's Gary Oldman. I was like, I'm having a Gary Oldman moment, and he's here to witness it. But I remembered it was Gary Oldman. Anyway. Yeah, screw those Power Rangers ones.
Yeah, the Power Rangers, to me, was just, the Megazord was a ripoff of this guy. but that's me.
I mean, obviously, because it was originally Go Lions, and it probably premiered in the late 70s. Yeah. So animation style was pretty close to that, like Captain Harlock and stuff like that. It was very, very expressive, very entertaining.
Gotcha,
the motion of everything. Sometimes you could tell where they were like saving on the budget. You know, those dialogue scenes with silhouettes and background, just like they're just sitting there talking, or you know, they're sitting down at a table.
Yeah, one of the animators got a pay raise, and whoa.
Yeah, I know, man. It's gonna be really awesome. How expressive is this? I mean, really? You say like he jiggles.
Yeah, I like the way his arms wiggle. Like he's just shaking with anger. Like, motherfucker!
Destroy the evil that has risen. Defend the universe.
And, you know, I do feel that a lot of the stuff from Power Rangers was stolen almost directly from Voltron. Like the moment the sword comes out, all right, fight's over.
Well, I would say if it didn't birth, it at least popularized the genre. It was kind of like, you know, you see Voltron as like the godfather of giant robot
Transformers.
But I would say it goes even further. I would say he's one of the maybe like, you know, distant great uncles of the robot genre, because you have to start with like Astro Boy and Gigantor.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some pretty awesome ones that came before it, but I'd say they are less memorable.
We have more chat, I'm assuming.
Keith says the new Pink Ranger is smoking hot. Christy Ann is her real name. And Jose says he wishes he made Gundam figures. He saw commercials as a kid, and it just looks so cool.
I wasn't a big Gundam fan. I know Jimmy is a Gundam fan.
Yeah. It's all about the Zeke life for me. I don't really dig their politics, but their mobile suits look fucking cool.
That's where I'm an Armored Core guy when it comes to, you know, the space mechs and
yeah, but when it comes down to that shit, you're more about the technical aspect. You can micromanage shit like that to the extent of, you know, nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
I'm just like get in and go.
Yeah, tweak this stabilizer. Yeah. Our gun heads are like hardly gonna move. But the hand with the laser sword, oh, it's gonna be like lightning.
Yeah. What I like about Gundam is it puts you in the pilot seat, and you're not looking at the nuts and bolts, because as you can see on the show and a lot of the shows, they have technicians for that. So you have to be worried about taking that piece of equipment out of the battlefield and being effective with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the reason it puts you in the cockpit is because you have so much background on the characters, and you get to see these relationships that they have outside of these suits.
Okay.
And how that works in the dynamic of the battlefield. Because a lot of times it's, you know, enemy, they're enemies when they're piloting their mobile suits, but they're
friends outside.
They're friends, or they have some sort of tangled emotional attachment. I mean, you're dealing with pilots that have been genetically enhanced to pilot some of these things.
Oh, wow.
And their brains aren't all there, but they find some sort of attachment to the main character, and it creates a fucked up dynamic when that main character's standing in front of like a skyscraper tall mobile suit that's just going to kill him. It's being piloted by his best friend.
Damn.
Yeah. So the idea that war is terrible is pretty cool. But I look at it like I would say Lemmy did with old World War II tanks, you know, Nazi Germany style weaponry and everything. And it wasn't because he was fascinated with their ideals or their you know, political views. It was because, honestly, I mean, if you look at that age of development in the country, everything was so grandiose and stylized, and, you know, Hitler and the Nazi Party threw so much money that they had, yeah. Anyway, it gets deep in Gundam, and maybe not on that scale, but if you think about a space colony being blown up that's inhabited by a bunch of people because of some sort of political action,
yeah,
it really hits you to the core. It's like, fuck, that's, if humanity was at that point and we had to witness that shit, that would be terrifying.
We have more chat.
Sorry.
Keith said the Big O was a badass mech anime. Jose says Big O was the Batman of the anime world.
It was.
Agreed.
It was. Hell yeah. And it had that Bruce Timm style.
Huh.
It looked like somebody was inspired in Japan to take Giant Robo and Batman and kind of combine it.
Anna said, dude, UWE Bull already did Nazis in space. Iron Sky, it was hilarious. You know what that is?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Iron Sky is one of the craziest fucking films. And if that was you, Bull, I was like, everything that came before it was testament to the end product. I think it even got a second treatment, but it's really hard to find. Yeah, ridiculously crazy view. I think they got a hold of some astronaut, and he was black, and he fucking the space Nazis that were living on the moon get a hold of this guy, and they start doing skin treatments on him, turning him into what? I was like, what the fuck? This is you, Bull, the same guy who did all those horrible comic book and video game movies like Blood Rain and
I played Blood Rain.
Yeah, but he did the movie, which was terrible.
I didn't like that yet.
Wasn't as bad as Postal.
I like the game.
The guy has super confident, arrogant, I mean, but he can back up his shit. Yeah, there was one guy that talked shit about him, and he basically challenged him to a fight in a boxing ring.
Anna says, yeah, there's an Iron Sky 2, and Keith says, did y'all ever watch Robot Jocks or Robot Wars? Came out in the early 90s.
I watched Robot Jocks.
Super cheesy and crazy. First mechs I'd ever seen.
I watched Robot Jocks. That shit was crazy.
Now, my older brother watched a lot of Robotech.
Yeah.
But I was too young to get what was going on.
Did I give you those comics? Because I had some...
the Robotech Voltron crossovers. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you'd ever read them or not. But.
I haven't read them. They're squirreled away with my original first run of Voltron.
Cool. Yeah, I one of those books that I was like, you know what, this would be cool to pick up, but I'm gonna make sure I get this into somebody's hands that appreciates it more than me. I wouldn't dig into either. I remember seeing Robotech as a kid and kind of being fascinated with it, but I could never find all the episodes. I'm going to a VHS store, as a little kid, getting maybe one or two videos that had 90 minutes of that epoch. And it's a mishmash of 3 different series, actually. It's crazy.
Which is funny, the video store my brother and I ran had the entire run, the entire original series on VHS.
That's impressive.
It was huge.
We had shit like that at my video store because we were told by the boss one day, she said, I want you to go over to Telephone Road. I want you to take 100 movies, and I don't give a fuck what they are. Take them out of their inventory and transfer them to ours. And she sent me and Chris Nino, and that guy was the guy who got me into anime. So where did we go first? We went straight for the anime and found shit like Ushio and Tora, like the original Ushio and Tora. A lot of Tenchi, a lot of motion pictures, just full feature length films of anime. And then we got a copy of Stalag 17 on VHS. Yeah, it's an awesome one.
Actually, one of our former coworkers gave me the Tenchi OVA collection.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Those are good ones. Yes. There's a lot of fun humor in those. It's very light. And
if you watched Tenchi on Toonami, there's a whole lot of stuff in the OVAs that did not make it on Toonami at all.
Nope. It's like Dragon Ball. If you ever watched the actual unedited Dragon Ball episodes,
a lot of nudity in there.
I caught that, and you know what? I could catch that on Spanish channels when I was a kid. So all the characters are speaking Spanish, but you see a big fucking gaping hole blown in Yamcha, and he's just standing there, and Piccolo's staring through it at the camera or whatever, staring through it at you. It was there's blood and there's a hole in Yamcha. How are they going to solve this problem? Somebody get the Dragon Balls quick.
Jose says Tenchi was a legit player.
He was. and purely accidental as well.
He had no idea. Those women would have killed each other to get at him.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's like, what do you do, man? That's totally not your intent, and all these girls are after your ass.
Yeah, and they all live with you.
Oh God. Some guys will be like, "Oh, this is a fucking wet dream, man." I'll be like, "I don't know, man. It's a little scary." And they're all after you, and they're fighting about it.
You realize one of them's a demon, right?
Mm-hmm. One's a demon. One's a space pirate. One's a space princess. One of them's her sister.
Yeah,
that was weird.
A lot of women to please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be easy in the beginning, but
no.
It wasn't even easy in the beginning. This guy was like an unwilling participant in their bullshit. He didn't ask for that. They came to his door.
We got some more chat.
Jose says, speaking of robots, I blushed the first few episodes of, and I don't know how this is pronounced. It's spelled Chobits.
Chobits. Oh, man.
Innocent Jose was so innocent.
Nah, man. I mean, Chobits is kind of fucked, but it's not. It doesn't take you to too dark a place. There's other ones that I've seen, like Lane. Oh my God, that's not robots, but that shit will take you to a dark place. Like what was that? What was that one? I can't remember. It was like it had to deal with this internet, this worldwide interactive world that people could go into. Is just a great source of information, or people would actually wire themselves in. They show this guy walking down the street with like a rig. He's got a bunch of fucking towers on this backpack that he's carrying, and he's got a VR rig and shit, and he's just walking around the streets.
Damn.
And he's wired into this world. But I can't exactly remember the name of it, but I remember the feeling it gave me afterwards. It was like, dude, I need to go outside and take a walk. It's just weird.
Serial Experiments Lane?
Yes, Lane. I think that was it. No, that was it.
That's Jose.
Thank you. I said it, but it wasn't what I was thinking of.
Jose's our resident anime fan.
All right, cool. What was that one? Having a Gary Oldman anime moment. No, there was one where this girl, I guess, had been experimented on. She'd been bonded with a demon. She escapes this facility, and in the process, you're introduced to a very minimal character, because like 5 minutes after you're introduced to the character, her head gets chopped off by this demon chick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she's like this ditzy, new girl that's just started at the facility, and she's like basically supposed to go and get people snacks and coffee. She's like a gopher.
I love it.
And she's just this purely innocent, I'm just doing my job kind of person, and she gets stuck in the situation of getting her head cut off.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's some pretty crazy ones out there.
Jose says, almost forgot about Better Man, giant robots.
Yep. I know. We got the giant robot out there talking about anime. Which is the... Yep. Oh, here we go.
Oh, we by all means, we can continue talking.
Oh, man, I gotta watch this. Yeah, giant robots are freaking awesome. If anybody...
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I would wind up with some sort of Armored Core series, but thanks to Bungie and Ubisoft, that'll never happen.
Well, you know what you need to do now that you've built that is go build you a white glint or something.
Hell yeah! And they're out there. People have built them. Mm-hmm. And hell yeah, that'd be awesome. And it'd be huge.
Take up this whole fucking table.
No, the Aaliyah would take up the whole table.
Oh God, is that land carrier?
No, the Aaliyah is pretty much a walking tank. Everything on it is all boxy as shit. It is by far the largest armored core, with also the highest amount of armor. But it's just incredibly massive. One of my ACs was built mostly with Aaliyah parts.
You know what I think would be cool? If somebody got a hold of the Armored Core deal and they did like some sort of Raiden style Armored Core.
Oh, hell yeah.
You are the AC and you have to fly across the screen like, shooting stuff, and you pick up bonuses and stuff like that. I think that would be a cool way to, try to revitalize that title.
That property. Since
it might even lead to a resurgence.
Dude, it would be incredible to see that series come back. And every Armored Core fan across the globe, when they found out Bungie and Ubisoft got hold of it. There you go. There's your blue. But everybody was so excited. They thought, look at what these companies did with Halo. Oh, this is going to be great. And then they made Armored Core 5, which was cel-shaded, and they made the suits smaller. It was just tragic all the way around, and nobody liked it. And it effectively killed that property completely.
So how does this work, brother? Do you have to remove the thing?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm putting it back. What do you do?
All right. For the head snap down.
Do you have to actually push the button?
No, you just grab hold of the guy like such. Mm-hmm. And.
Oh, okay. Cool. I want to be careful so as to not disrupt the build here.
And out of all 12,000 plus pieces, it was actually only missing one. And I dug through all my spare parts and I didn't have it.
Damn. Well,
but it's actually on that one.
You tell me. I'll dig it up.
Just a 1x2 flat.
Okay.
Blue.
And with these builds, you could actually take other bricks. I'd be almost tempted to ask you if I could borrow the instruction booklet and see if I could dig up shit.
Yeah, there are no real unique parts in this build. You could get your hands on the instructions and make your own just out of just random Lego pieces.
Provided you have the pieces.
Yeah, or you can go to the Lego store and
get you the pieces. It's a lot of pieces. How many pieces was this build?
It's over 12,000.
Over 12,000. Yeah,
my thumb was a little raw.
Well, that's one thing for sure. It's over not. Anyway, wasn't gonna go there, but it did. Kind of halfway there. You guys say it for me. I don't care. It's got a little barrel. I love how they use some of the more interesting pieces in Lego to do things. Like the cannon on the back of the Yellow Lion is actually a barrel piece. It's gray, and it looks awesome. It looks good. I like the use of the. I guess what would this be? Cayenne Seafoam. Almost, it's an off light blue for the eyes, and I like that. It does kind of give it a glow.
And the yellow and blues, their mouths open.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which the green and the red don't do, but the green and red also will swivel at the waist.
See, they all have their features that kind of make them interesting. It's you expect something awesome from a Lego build, and I would say this is probably one of the best because it's functional.
Yeah,
it's very functional. These things are sturdy as hell when you put them together. I mean, they've got a lot tying them together, and if you're careful with them, they last like that for years.
Yeah,
But I like how each one has these little features that maybe the others don't, but it's unique to them.
Yeah. And so no two lines are exactly the same.
Right.
Even outside of color, there's minor differences here and there.
Yeah. The backs on the arm pieces here, and same here. You don't have this. I like that this one has a weapon on the back, and the fins. This one doesn't quite have any features like that. It's a little bit flat, but that's how they were designed.
Yeah. And this is what kind of set was this called?
This is an Ideas set.
Ideas.
Basically, you can go to Lego Ideas if you have a Lego idea and you want to, try your hand at getting possibly made into something that will make money one day. You submit it to Lego Ideas. It is cast, vote upon by all the people who are members. And if somebody wants your idea to work and be built into a Lego set, that has to receive 10,000 votes. And from there, it goes off to Lego, and they figure how they're going to do it. Can they get the license? How much is it going to cost? All that shit. And they narrow it down as to whether or not it can be built. And I am very pleasantly surprised with this one. They did such a great job paying homage and respect to this series, and really making an awesome build that brings out the nostalgia and the love of playing with something like this as a kid.
Yeah,
it just makes it doubly better because it's Lego, you know.
Oh, I loved putting it together. And like I said, it wasn't quite as intensive or as long of a build as the Slave One was. The Slave One was 16 hours straight.
Yeah.
This one, I think I started it like, I don't know, 11 o'clock last night and went till about 5 this morning. And then I think I had all but the arms together.
I think I left here at 12:30 and you were kind of fading. You got a third wind?
Yes,
something?
I did. Yeah.
I was out.
Well, I went to get up and go to bed, and she was passed out on the couch with Cheyenne on the other end. I said, all right, to hell with it.
I'm going to go with this until I can't go no more.
At the moment, she doesn't have an opinion, so.
I still don't.
She said that you said it was awesome.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh, man. It's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah, but I really do love this set.
And you have the shield and the sword there as well.
Yes. Which were a bag of parts all on their own.
I believe it. They're pretty awesome. I wish the sword was double-sided, but I guess you could do that potentially. You just have to rework it yourself.
Yeah.
That's one thing I do like about Lego. If there's some feature or whatever, something that's missing or something you don't like, if you have the pieces, you can go ahead and change it up, you know?
Which I do plan on tweaking the shield a little bit.
You can tweak the posability a little bit.
Yeah, I want to tweak. Actually, I want to tweak the shield is I want to tweak its posability to where you could actually put his arms straight out, and the shield would still be flat to the viewer.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah!
And this guy's getting totally recalled.
But out of all the lions, I think the green was the most fun because he is so different compared to everything else.
I had a thought. It's like, you know what would have made Total Recall more awesome? Is if it had giant robots.
That combine to form an even bigger giant robot.
Yes. I think that would have helped a lot of films.
Specifically with 5 mini lion bots.
Yeah. Like, Waterworld. That would have been a lot better with giant robots.
Yeah.
Dude.
There we go.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. No. That'd be terrible. Wouldn't do that. So, we got any chat or no?
Oh, now, like right when you said it, putting this together and bringing it apart is like some weird ASMR.
What?
I don't know.
You're gonna have to interpret
Some
that.
freaky anime hentai shit.
Is that what that is?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I don't run with that crowd. I'm not hip to the jive anymore.
ASMR.
I'm over 30 now.
Wait.
Is that an Urban Dictionary kind of thing? I don't know what we need.
We need to Google this.
Damn. We need your help.
You need to Google it?
Mr. Lightyear needs more tape.
Yeah.
Where's that bonding strip?
At that moment, you can't help but feel like Tom Hanks.
I know.
You can't help but feel like Woody at that point. You're just like, bonding strip. You're a toy. Come on.
Need another self-adhesive bonding strip. Mr. Lightyear wants more tape.
Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Oh God.
I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
I think that's what he's talking about. It was terrible. Come on.
It's a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine.
Sounds sexual.
Huh. Anna just said it's audio that gives you the tingles.
Right. I've listened to certain songs that have done that. It's pretty crazy.
Apparently, it's more fun when you're high.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, you get that feeling. Like, damn, that's.
Go on the fucking journey.
That was the word for that. I didn't know there was a term.
I didn't either. That's awesome.
I just say it gave me the bumpies.
You gave me the goose pimples.
Oh shit.
I love that the podcast has just turned into watching y'all like vape and play with toys.
Hell yeah.
Well, fuck it. We'll do that whenever we want. Thank you.
It's our show.
Anytime y'all want.
Anytime you don't. It may turn into this. We just kind of don't have a plan about this. And
yeah, and I was racking my brain. I'm like, man, it's kind of slow on the nerd front,
Yeah. Everybody's getting behind them causes, man. Whatever they be.
Dave Bautista threatened to quit.
He did.
Guardians.
I am sad. I am sad that it has come to this.
Well, word is, and this is still unconfirmed, but word is that they are going to be using James Gunn's script.
Okay. That's nice.
That's nice. That's a start.
Well, I don't think we can put the shit back in the fucking trash bag.
No, you can't put the biscuits back in the can.
Nope.
Yeah, but the biscuits came out years ago. The biscuits have gone bad since then. We can't use.
Well, the biscuits should have been buried, and
thrown out,
saluted. All right, biscuits, you served your purpose. He's apologized.
We described everything that happened to our children who are 7 and 10, except for what his tweets actually said. And they didn't understand why he should get fired for something. They shouldn't have hired him if they had a problem with it.
Agreed.
Because they hired him
and this is our
less
children.
than 10 years
ago.
ago.
Saying this.
It's like, dude, no, you probably need to stick to your guns on this one.
Once you've hired him, though, then he's got to do something new. If he had just did this the other day, that might be cause for upset, but not something done years ago.
I would say his already established apology on top of turning a Marvel.
That's double jeopardy, and this is America, Jimmy.
Turning a Marvel title into something that almost any age group could enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And a title that was almost guaranteed to fail.
Yeah, nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy was. And he made it one of the most enjoyable Marvel films I've ever seen. I had so much fun watching that movie. I laughed my ass off. I felt impending doom. It was like, dude, epic. This is epic. An Infinity Stone? Are you fucking kidding me? That was like the first big reveal.
Yeah.
You already had theories at that point, but nobody had established it yet. And he brought that to the screen in such a way that everybody could enjoy it.
Yeah.
I would say that's also pretty apologetic. That's like doing a service to the film industry. You made something that isn't targeting just one audience. Yeah. You made Disney money. And just for them to toss him out like that.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're not even going to try and get you to go to sensitivity meetings or anything. We're not giving you options here, sir. You have to leave.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah. No other way to describe it.
I mean, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody will make mistakes. Everybody has. And for us to cast stones at each other for the mistakes we've made and acknowledge and apologize for is wrong.
Agreed.
Gyroport says hello.
Hello, Gyroport.
And Anna says, dude, seeing Chris Pratt get into monstrous shape for the first Guardians movie is part of what motivated me to lose the weight.
Yeah, because she saw him on Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he was kind of pudgy.
He was not a fit man. He changed his eating habits.
He changed his life.
And yeah.
Because I asked if anybody bought nerdy stuff without taxes.
No, I didn't.
I should have.
Well, no, I didn't because I put it on layaway, so I'm still gonna pay taxes on it.
No, I went out looking. I saw some pretty cool nerdy shit. It's just not in the budget right now. I was just trying to see what was out and then cry my way out of the store because I didn't buy it. I saw some of the Marvel 10 years, the Marvel Legends 10-year anniversary ones. I found out if you want a Hulk Buster and Hulk 2-pack from Avengers Age of Ultron, Target would probably be the place to find it. It seems like that's the only store shelf I'm seeing a lot of those at. So if you don't have a political hang up with going to Target, then we'll find them there.
I can make him sit.
Yes, you can sit. Now he needs a beer.
He does. So do I. Shit. I was thirsty when the show started.
Oh, hell with it. You got one?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I got buzzing pretty good.
Well, see, we already covered this ground, though. Austin showed up with this guy.
Yeah.
And it became more of a priority. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's just so awesome.
I like that he can sit with his legs out in front of him and shit, like a little kid.
Yeah.
Hello.
We are some of the most like rude production here.
I'm reading the fucking words.
That's what I'm talking about, but I wasn't talking about you, Tanya.
You said I'm the producer. I'm producing it.
Something wrong with that one.
Tanya, our producer, she products.
She products.
Podcast rule number 1, no fire. Podcast rule number 2, don't walk in front of the camera.
Gonna break all of them. Gonna break them all. You're making that camera go crazy, dude. Don't do that. We go blurry every time you walk past.
Poor camera trying to figure out what the fuck. What are you doing?
You're not supposed to do this in front of me. We don't claim to be some high, highfalutin production that has to apply to the rules. We're just having a conversation with y'all.
Yeah,
that's all we're doing.
There's no rules.
There's no rule. You guys want to talk about something? Say something.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Because seriously, before the show, I spent a good while trying to think. What the hell are we going to talk about? All right, we can talk about my Voltron, maybe.
I'm not going to do that to him. He would probably check me into the fucking refrigerator. I'd be done. Be done for the evening.
Elbows.
Yeah. This guy played hockey. Don't fuck with him.
Let's go.
No, man, I'm good. Not looking for fun.
Haven't had my ass whooped in a long time. Overdue. Yep.
It sounds like Sounds like a place you'd go, like, the town of Overdue.
What would you buy in Overdue?
Library books.
And videos.
A lot of shit people are holding on to. Anger. Frustration.
Hell yeah.
You're overdue, motherfucker. Oh, God. This is where I'm at. That sounds like your kind of town.
Hell yeah. Y'all form a line. Let's see how far I can get.
I'm going to be like Lobo that time he went to purgatory. Fucking. Because everybody was dead, but they still had corporeal bodies. So he's standing there, and he looks up the sign. He's like, "Wait from this point 10,000 years." And he's like, "Oh, frag no." And he just fucking proceeds to rip everybody apart in front of him to get to the head of the line. And some like purgatory police guy stops him, and he's like the classic, British Bobby with the freaking handlebar mustache. And he just walks up and he's like, "Sir, you can't be doing this." And he says, "Shut the fuck up," or "Shut the frag up, Clyde," and rips his jaw off. And
so straight up like Nick Cage in a bear suit.
Pretty much. That's how Lobo treated purgatory, man. It's pretty bad.
It's the funniest movie clip I've ever seen.
That's what you would do at Overdue. Treat it like purgatory, and you're Lobo.
Hell yeah. Or Nick Cage wearing a bear suit.
Hey, man, however you get in that mode, just do it. If you're in Overdue.
Because, fuck it, you're overdue. You're overdue and overdue. Let's have some fun.
Let's go set up a town and call it Overdue.
Hell yeah. There's just a bunch of people just waiting on somebody to walk into town and just fight them.
They're overdue.
Around Christmas, we don't have mistletoe, we have mistletoe.
What the fuck is going on? You don't understand. You're in the town of Overdue. And you ain't never been to Overdue. You're overdue.
You damn right. A mistletoe hanging everywhere. Gonna fight whoever's under it instead of kiss them. Some of these halls are getting decked.
That's fucking awesome. I fucking love that.
Hey, bonus. You married him.
Nobody's home. That was great.
So, I was like, wow.
I don't remember where I saw that.
Oh, you've seen that somewhere.
Yeah.
Damn. But I thought that was original.
I mean, I wish it was.
It's fucking funny the way I understand.
I'm glad you brought it up, sir. Gives me the giggle.
Hell yeah.
So what are we doing, Tanya? What's going on?
We're gonna hang some mistletoe.
Nobody's talking? Oh. Nobody wants to talk about Overdue?
Or mistletoe?
Give us a minute. We'll think of something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get drunk last night.
No, you built the Voltron. That's why we're talking.
I had an absinthe, and I remember pouring it and going, let's see exactly what I turn into.
You turn into an Voltron building fool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anna says mistletoe, but with PHO.
Dude, we could set up a Vietnamese noodle shop. A couple of white guys setting up a Vietnamese noodle shop. Call it mistletoe.
And then everybody that walks in the front door walks under the mistletoe and gets their ass kicked. It'll be wonderful.
You fucked up. We're friends.
Welcome to Fight Club, bitch.
Dude, I heard they're serving out some really good bowls down at Mistletoe.
The unsuspecting elderly couple.
Do you hear that? What's that? Bells. I don't hear any bells. Wait a minute.
Oh, you better leave.
And it says guaranteed to sell out every day.
You pay to go in and just get your ass whooped. But you get to fight back, No fun fight is without somebody fighting back.
We're not supposed to talk about Mistletoe.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about this on the show anymore until we figure out all the rules.
You done fucked up, JD.
It's your first night at Mistletoe. You have to fight.
and try our complimentary ramen bar. 15 different kinds of ramen, held at steaming hot temperatures, ensuring that you will have to sit there for 30 minutes at your table just to wait and eat it.
And hope that nobody throws it on you.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like people would come from all over the world.
Just to throw ramen and pho at each other?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Be messy as fuck, man.
Went to a family, small family reunion, little gathering, brothers, sisters, my mom and dad was there,
Now we'd have to weatherproof the interior.
Oh yeah, Scotch Guard.
Mm.
And it says we got all the Moroccan flavors, y'all. We got the spicy seafood flavored chili lime, roast chicken. We got what you want.
It's the missile pho. It's the fucking
the spicy beef.
It is the international ramen bar.
Jose says, "Look, guys, I'm just saying, my mech better be a snake, and I better be the cod piece of the Megazord." So there's that.
A slippery little snake in there.
Well, the head would be a groin protector, and the tail would be the belt.
The belt.
Snake.
That's what he was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cod piece. It's like, I guess the robot's junk doesn't need to be all like fucking, the
slimy spelunker.
No, I was gonna say like I was gonna say like the fucking Constructicon from Transformers 2, the big fucking wrecking balls. Are you that had to put that in there? Oh wait, it's a Michael Bay film. Of course they had to put that in there. Wrecking balls. You got to see the Constructicons wrecking balls. So yeah, I am all for robot cod pieces. Thank you. Nobody needs to see Voltron's wrecking balls.
Well, was it in the first one? Bumblebee peed on a dog?
Yeah. Was it fuel or oil or coolant?
I don't know, but every time I saw that, I couldn't help but think of the episode of Futurama with the robot planet. Sir, are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Oh shit! Yeah. Pretty good. Very good.
Is it Christmas yet?
No. Might as well be.
Start hanging the mistletoe.
So yeah. If anybody out there wants to finance that idea,
hey, get at me.
Yeah.
Rental's a place to kick strangers' asses.
Hell yeah.
If you're into that sort of shit, you got some cash.
Are we setting up a GoFundMe on this one? I don't think we should.
No, probably not. I don't think GoFundMe will get behind that.
Oh God, no.
Kickstarter maybe, but not GoFundMe.
I think somebody would be like, I think we need to call the authorities.
They're talking about publicly beating people and charging them for it.
I mean,
this ass whooping ain't free.
They appear to be targeting the elderly.
We make them sign a contract first.
Oh yeah, senior citizens discount, man, $3.
Everybody that walks in the door should know what they're getting into.
$3.
$3.
I only make them pay $3 from one of my ass whoopings.
Mm-hmm. Because I know I'm not even going to bust a knuckle on
you, baby, because you're like, you always want to care for the elderly.
Hell yeah, that's being charitable right there.
Yeah, you're a good guy.
Well, I guess it's better than Death Race 2000.
Yeah, a little bit. They get a fighting chance.
They're not just wheeled out into gurneys on the roadway.
No, they have to be able to walk in the door.
They gave them point values.
They don't have to walk out though.
They won't be. If you're driving one of the cars in that race and you hit the elderly, you're getting like thousands of points. I don't think so, man. It should be hundreds. It's like, why even? Wheeling them out in gurneys on the road. I was like, no, you just release some cats or some fucking pigeons or something.
That'll get them.
Get them out there.
That's some fucking shit you you've got to chase down. So,
a goat.
A goat.
A goat. Ever try to run over a goat?
Goat will probably jump up on top of the car.
You're damn right they will.
They'll fuck your car.
Unlike a cow, man, you can drive 3 miles around and avoid hitting it. You're still gonna hit it.
Because the cow's gonna be like, "Where are you going?"
I want to see that headlight up close.
I was gonna admire your grill. It looks awesome.
I got another grill for you. It's on his face. Let's talk about meat around the vegan.
Every day.
You are like the coolest vegan I've ever met, which means you're like the only vegan I've ever met, but you're pretty cool.
I'm just cooler than you thought vegans would be.
I knew you before you were a vegan. When you stopped being a vegan the first time you were a vegan.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I even knew you before that.
Yeah.
Poor Tanya did not care for the cuisine in Tennessee very much.
Yeah, I don't think that would be
because there's pork and everything.
Oh God, yeah.
Wasn't as bad as New Orleans.
Yeah. If you're in New Orleans and you ain't eating meat, then you got problems. You're going hungry.
I didn't have problems.
You're gonna starve.
I had problems.
It's like going through a desert
I had places,
non-vegan.
but you had to drive to them. There weren't places like on Bourbon.
That's just not right.
Yeah.
So we got any chat? What are we talking about?
Nope. And that's why flying cars would be very horrible. I mean, come on.
Dude, it's almost replicating.
I was about that. Like, if your engine dies,
you're fucking everybody on the road.
right? Like, that doesn't work.
Well, they would probably have like safety systems where if there is an accident, it monitors the roadway and it's like, oh shit, accident, slow it down, you know. And
yeah, but how many people are going to rig that system? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there'll always be hackers and jury riggers. I mean, no matter what, people who can get into systems and bend them to whatever they want.
And then that one guy still running internal combustion.
Yeah, I'd be that guy. Like, I understand this shit. If it fucks up, I can get her going again.
I know a guy. Was that an iRobot? Don't tell me this thing runs on gas. Gas explodes, you know.
The fucking car that Dennis Leary's character squirreled away on Demolition Man.
Yep. Or the Cadillac in Waterworld.
I don't remember a Cadillac.
I don't remember Cadillac either.
That's what he drove around inside the Exxon Valdez.
Was it? Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was a massive tanker.
Let's get this tub of shit up to speed.
I would say arguably one of his best villain roles.
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper.
Most ridiculous as well.
Well, I mean, he almost stole the show.
Yeah.
That was like, when I think of Waterworld, that's one of the first characters I think of.
I liked him in Mario.
Oh, as Koopa. Fuck yeah.
He was great in that.
He was. He was an awesome actor. Very, very underrated, but at the same time, over the top. He's just, and a good director. I mean, really Easy Rider.
Oh,
That was some crazy imagery of, you know, these three guys taking a fucking trip, a road trip. And
Jack Nicholson with the fucking football helmet.
Yeah, just riding along. And, you know, some guys drive by them and blow their heads off, I guess, because they thought they were dirty hippies.
Yep.
Pretty fun. Yeah, that was kind of sour. Sorry about that. And
so where are we rowing to? I don't know. These guys will row for a month without asking any questions. I just love that he gave that glorious speech about the promised land and everything, and he ended it with, so let's get this tub of shit up to speed.
all passing out smokes and fucking
yeah.
Smeat.
Yes.
What He still had the captain's picture hanging up in the
Yes,
fucking bridge.
Captain Joe.
Yep. Went out to Alaska and decided to slalom icebergs. Fucking oil tanker.
How's that wand coming over there? I don't know. How many have you finished over there?
I haven't finished any yet.
Well, then the one you're working on. No worries. Just
She products.
I'm producting your wand. Hold on a minute.
Sounds horrible. Anyway.
Zach Wild said it best. Oh, you're the producer? Why don't you produce me a beer?
Done with that one already?
It's pretty close. Some of my birthday beers. I got a lot of beer for my birthday.
Those are good beers.
Yes, they are.
It just means your friends know you.
Yeah, I got ammunition, a knife, and beer, and
a Voltron.
And a Voltron, and a Blu-ray.
Yeah, Blu-ray of Death of Superman.
Yeah, and some art supplies.
I get to borrow that, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Supplies.
Art supplies.
I'm not buying it twice.
A Boba Fett bear?
My Boba Bear. Hell yeah.
A Boba Bear.
Is Build a Boba Bear?
Fuck yeah.
Build a Boba Bear.
My Boba Bear.
Come on down to Build a Bear. Get your Build a Boba Bear.
Oh yeah, and my Boba Bear has its own Boba Bear.
You want to show me your Boba Bear?
Your Boba Bear has a Boba Bear?
Yeah.
I'll get you your Boba Bear.
All right. Give me my Boba Bear. Not too fast now.
Yeah.
Build a Boba Bear. It's not even a Build a Bear. I don't think it's just a Boba Fett bear with a little Boba Fett bear. That is cute. Aww.
Complete with the partial cape.
Yeah. He doesn't have a blaster though. And he's got that's not a Boba Bear, that's a Boba Fett. So you if you ever get the full Boba Fett getup, you've got to carry that guy and that guy with you. Cute.
Little zip tie. Boba Fett walking around with a Boba Bear that's carrying a little Boba Fett.
Yep.
I think I have a smaller one too. Then we can add on like a minifig. And then I have the kid Boba. The minifig can be holding. We got this. Because then there's, I have a selection.
All right. So anyway, Tanya's building wands. That is cute. Like he still has the mouth and the eyes.
Yeah.
So he's not as frightening. You give that to a kid without the mouth and the eyes and the nose, and then be like, no, it's staring into my soul.
Like that one.
Yeah, that one stares into your soul.
Children don't have souls.
Well, I'll
Trust me.
Can't argue with that.
I know I'm better than you, Jimmy.
I can't
It's
argue
true.
with that. No, I've seen the way your kids act. No, I'm sure that's the tip of the iceberg.
No, it is a legit Build-A-Bear.
That's not to say anything bad about these two. I'm just saying that
Oh yeah, I got you.
and they do their best to counteract
Started
that.
secondhand.
It is a legit Build-A-Bear.
No shit.
It
See,
was
it's a Build-A-Boba
They
Bear.
didn't do it for a long time. They did it for a little while.
Yeah.
And they were like $100 a bear. But I wasn't gonna pay $100 a bear, and the girls wanted to get him one a year ago for his birthday.
And you found one?
And well, no, they wanted it a year ago, and I looked it up. And I was like, "That's $100 for a bear that's just gonna sit on a shelf." So I said no. And then on Father's Day, they wanted the Boba Bear, so I looked it up again. I was like, "It's $100. I'm not getting it." So then this birthday, they wanted it again. I was like, "It's been a year. Get him this goddamn bear."
And they didn't have it?
I found it on I found it for $100 through Build-A-Bear. It was like $80 plus the taxes and shipping and shit.
Oh,
It was
okay.
practically $100.
And registration.
Yeah, but I got that one on eBay for $45.
Damn.
I can admit that because that was the first thing Harmony told him when he opened it, so now he knows. Except Harmony's words were, "These bears are $1,000 and Mom found one for $45." Because I kept saying 100.
Yeah.
Oh.
To a 7-year-old, that's the same amount of money. 59.46.
Which I have another purchase that I'm working on right now.
Uh-oh.
This is normally your territory.
What's the purchase?
A Mezco 112 Space Ghost.
Really? You decided to go for it?
Yep.
Very nice. Those are nice bigs, and that's kind of a rare one.
Well, I bought it to flip.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I am getting it at way less than market value. So, yeah, I'm going to flip it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because that's how I lead my life.
Well, you shouldn't talk about what you're going to do with your purchases. That may influence.
But I'm going to show it off on the show first.
Of course. I don't flip my Mezcos very often. I flipped some that I bought on impulse because I had the income.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I got to get this, and I can't afford it. And I did. But yeah, I don't know. I thought you would keep it. It was a Space Ghost, kind of like Voltron here.
I am a fan of Space Ghost, but there are other things out there that I'm a much bigger fan of.
Fair enough. I want to get the Popeye.
Oh.
That looked cool. I mean, it's super, super realistic, but it's like the super realistic cartoon version of him. So he ain't pretty at all. But he comes with like a couple of different pipes with little smoke coming out of them.
That's cool.
Can of spinach, duffel bag, shit like that. But it's like this super hyper realistic cartoon version of Popeye, and that's what Mezco is going for. So I'm eager to see what it looks like.
All right. Well, since you and I both only have like one book, we can do it on the show real quick.
We should.
Mine's way over there.
That's okay. I got the Galactus wraparound here.
There you go.
And this actually did make the news. I was watching TV. I think that last Wednesday at work, and in the evening they showed a report saying that the Fantastic Four was back, and they put out 30 variant covers for this fucking issue. 30.
And I got a few.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to try. I was like, man, what's the one that I like the most? And I was like, the Galactus wraparound. And this is a double-sided front cover. It is the entire front and back. So you get half of Galactus on the front, the other half of them on the back. No Fantastic Four in sight. Just a bunch of attack helicopters.
But somebody else does for sure return in this book.
Well, we realized by the end of it that Ben's wrong.
Yeah.
And yes, we do get the big return of Dr. Doom to being at least the ruler of Latveria yet again. It was being overrun by terrorists in his absence as Iron Doom, I guess. The new Iron Man, the Despicable Iron Man, was that it?
Something like that.
Or no, that was Despicable Deadpool, my bad. I can't remember what he basically, when Tony Stark died, he took his place.
Yeah.
And was running around in basically Doom Iron Man armor. But he came back to Latveria and basically overthrew the dissidents that had enslaved his country. Freed his people yet again. Because even though he's an evil fuck to the Fantastic Four, in a lot of respects,
he's a good ruler.
He's a very, very kind ruler. All he asks from his people is that they live their lives and make purpose with themselves, or for themselves. And
we finally get some glimpses of his face.
Yes, and it's god awful fucked up.
Yeah.
I think what are you saying? Oh, okay.
She's waving
the wand to dry it off. My bad. I thought our producer was giving us signals over there, like, hurry the fuck up. We're coming up on time. But yeah, I thought that was pretty freaking awesome. What were we talking about again?
Fantastic Four.
Yes.
I did enjoy the book. It is a hell of a chew.
Yes, a lot of dialogue.
Yeah.
But it's very important to get across the feelings and emotions these characters are having. Ben suffering with the reality that he believes Sue and Reed are dead, and the kids are dead, and Johnny just doesn't want to give up. And you find out that a lot of New York doesn't want to give up.
Yeah.
You know, the minute they see the Fantastic Four signal, they you know, we got to go. We got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think Ben knew.
Yeah, he knew from the start.
Yeah. But rest assured, by the end of it, you know that they are coming back. You do get to see some really cool stuff. There's even a little Scotty Young comic strip in the back with the Impossible Man. Which
is the one part of the book I didn't read.
And it's cute as all get out because it's the Impossible Man. It's like what are those reaction videos you watch on YouTube of somebody watching something? It's a reaction video of Impossible Man, or reaction strip of Impossible Man reading the Fantastic Four issue #1 and complaining about it. So I thought that was a really cute use of the character, and Scotty Young is just having too much fucking fun at Marvel. But he made him look like the Watcher. He made his head look like a bomb. And I'm like, this is the Impossible Man. And I think this character is he's actually met the hands of someone who could pull him off fantastically. So, Marvel, if you ever get Scotty Young off of Deadpool, good fucking luck. I think you're going to need a crowbar. But the Impossible Man looks like a really good character for him to roll with.
My favorite part of the book is definitely the emotional scene with Johnny.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I caught a tear, but like it definitely grabs you. And yes, this book is a bit of a chew.
I think he was snotting from his nose. It was just really, you knew he was like, fuck.
Yeah. But it is a bit of a chew. It does have a little bit higher price tag than the average at $5.99. But well worth the read, well worth the time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if I continue this or not. This was actually a really good book. I would like to, if the budget allows. I don't know. It just depends on what else I'm reading and what I have time for.
I've always been a fan. As a matter of fact, it was outside of Scarlet Spider, of course. It was the last real Marvel title that I read all of and was keeping up with.
I got a gist of what's going on because I think for the past 5 or 6 months, maybe a little bit more, they've been putting out the Fantastic 2, which would be the Thing and Human Torch, and it's basically them Ben Grimm dealing with this idea in his head, and it comes to a head in this. Where he's just hiding it from Johnny that
he doesn't believe
his sister and his brother-in-law are dead and the kids are dead, and Johnny doesn't want to believe it. But reading that as a lead into this, I think is something that you should probably do. I would like to see more of it. I'll probably pick up the next few issues, see where it goes. Hopefully they don't take forever trying to get Sue Storm and Reed Richards back. But I'm glad to see the First Family reach the pages of Marvel Comics yet again. And
it's been a while.
This brings me hope. That, the one property, and I will say the one. I know everybody wants to see the X-Men in the MCU, but I think we can hold off on that for a bit. But I think the Fantastic Four is integral to this time.
They're more relevant.
They are seriously relevant in this time period of the MCU, considering all the cosmic entities and space travel you're seeing, and dimensional travel. I mean, this is something that was the Fantastic Four's big plot point.
Yeah,
you didn't know what adventure they were going to go on next week, or next month. It took you everywhere. It was like watching Johnny Quest, but with thinking way outside the fucking box.
Well, I grew up on the cartoons from the 70s.
Yeah.
And naturally, when I started buying my own comics, Fantastic Four was one of the first ones I started buying. And it's always been such a great, entertaining book. Regardless of what they're doing, where they're at, or anything, it's always been incredibly entertaining. The main reason I picked up Secret Wars is because at the center, you had Sue Storm.
Yeah.
At the dead center of Secret Wars, which naturally is going to tie in the rest of the Fantastic Four. So that's they're the reason I picked up all of Secret Wars. But I've been looking forward to this. Missed out on a couple things before this came out, which is a crying shame for me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. We have chat.
Jose says FF4 signal, that signal, guys, what do you want your call to battle sign to be? Any sign?
Have you thought about this? Like if we were to have to, go out in capes and masks and shit and fight crime.
Silhouette of a hand doing this.
JD, we've got to go. It's the fuck signal.
They're saying, fuck you.
See, I don't give a fuck.
That's what I say.
Shit has gone bad.
Yeah, the moment that signal is up in the sky, that's what, for sure.
Somebody's giving you the fuck you.
So, shit has definitely gone wrong because they put that up where everybody can see it.
Now it's time for us to go give them the fuck you.
Hell yeah. Right in the neck with an ice pick, just like this.
Gotta hit him in the medulla oblongata. Right behind the ear. Won't feel a thing.
Oh, I won't feel a thing. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Are you having fun producing over there?
I'm being fucking productive as shit.
Well, we want to give a huge thank you to Captain Jack's Elixirs, 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas 77520, or go to the website www.captainjackselixirs.com. Be sure to follow us or be sure to like and subscribe, and also be sure to follow us on our multiple social media accounts: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. There's that. Batman over there.
Nothing. None of your fucking business.
Yeah.
Just telling everyone good night.
Oh, okay.
How much chat did we miss?
Nothing. I've read all the words.
You need to knock off that attitude.
Jimmy started it.
Oh, God.
One of us is going to get punched in the eye. Good night, everybody.